You need a whole lot of steel and oil, and you're sick of wasting all your steel fire and crafting it up the old school way, or collecting up a whole bunch of steel things to decompose in your dismantling bench, or simply getting lucky and finding it in thralls' pockets or in boxes about. You're in luck, because for the next few days until the 21st of February, we have the chance to partake in the Bounty Hunter event with the Catan caravans. So we can trade in our ancient obelisks, which we get 5 per sorcerer's skull, 50 if we drag a knocked out sorcerer to the caravans. And if you happen to be doing the correct dungeon or find the events around the world and get some magi skulls, you can get 100 ancient obelisks. That's 5 of these supply caches. In these supply caches, we're going to get wonderful things like tar, steel, seeds, hardened steel, so much goodness. All of these seeds you can then put in your squisher and get free oil from, which is fun, or you can grow them if you happen to want a bunch of golden lotus or need some hop seeds. You can often find a lot of aloe seeds in here, which is nice if you live somewhere far away from aloe. Did I say steel? I meant to say iron bars and steel, hardened steel rather. Our extra bars we can place and turn into iron reinforcements. And then if we really want more steel, we can use that steel fire and turn those iron reinforcements into reinforcements of steel. And then we can turn that steel back into bars if you really, really, really want. With the seeds, we can pop over to our squisher, wherever that may be in my chaos build, pop them in and get a bunch of free oil. Of course, tar can be added with brimstone to craft you up some steel fire, and this can be done in a fireball cauldron or a regular improved fireball cauldron because they reduced the cost for some insane reason. It used to cost us more tar in the regular fireball, but now it doesn't. It just has less slots and is a little slower, and you just get the same amount here, but it's a little bit quicker also. So in theory, you could really build the big precision, the other cauldron that I never make, Giant's fireball cauldron, and it's going to do that really quickly but for the same cheap price, because again it used to cost us more tar in here, now it does not. Those caravan locations are 4DE, just outside Skulker's End. If you're not sure what we're looking out for, it's these caravans, and we want to talk to not that merchant, but you also want to check out my other videos on them and these combatants, because that's also super worthy. But we want to visit our supply material guy. All places will offer the same amount of supply material guy. You won't get any different stuff from anywhere else, so just go to your closest caravan. Our next spot is in 6G, right outside the sinkhole. Couple of easy to pick off sorcerers around this location. The supplied guy is, where is he? This one. Over in the most random of cliff sides, we can find another caravan in I6, just a little bit northwest of Executioner's Entrance and northish of Death Whisper Ruins. Close by, outside of the Black Galleon ship, we will find another in 7I. Heading over into the southern jungle, this one is lurking kind of in seemingly the middle of nowhere, but there are a few sorcerers down there to pick off, and they'll respawn back pretty quickly or simply leave res and come back on single player. We are at 6M, just near Descent of Dagon. On the beaches, just before we get to our north jungle-ish pirate ship, in 7N, there be another one. This Dogs of the Desert den is a good place to come because there's many bearers, many merchants that you can get some gold rock noses rotting in your pocket to be able to put them in your squisher and get lots of gold, or also find a camel merchant, many sorcerer spawns, and another caravan at 8E. At 7A in Sepimero, this one's good to visit because no one here is aggressive. There's a lone little sorcerer chilling just up here, which you can pick off and run out of res and bring him back here again really easily and farm that up. And often this will have a truncheon in it, sometimes some bindings. A lot of the boxes around here also have some good stuff or dismantling, as well as some gold and silver if you wish to purchase some goodies in places. But yeah, if you're finding stuff to dismantle, you might as well come here and get some extra stuff on your grind. And you find pretty much every decent thrall around this area. Many of these dudes chilling. Where is my dude chilling at? Usually there's a guy chilling there and he's just basically an anything thrall. But there's some wanderers getting around like this guy. Okay, now he's there. Just took a moment. New Asgard also has a lot of really nice thralls to get by here. They have nice high HP for a crafter thrall, and you can find pretty much everything you need in 10F outside of New Asgarth. Also a lot of good boxes in here for dismantling. And back in the day, we used to come here and kill thralls and get all their goodness from their pocket for just grinding steel and saving our steel fire before we had the option of the fancy blacksmith that turned the reinforcements into steel and all of that. So it feels appropriate to come buy a whole bunch of steel boxes here. A great place to come grind some hardened steel and obsidian bars because the dudes in their pockets will drop often obsidian weapons, which if you don't want them, you can dismantle them. You can find really high melee multiplier thralls here in these named fighters, and as well as a bunch of different crafters about the place that are very good. They often drop high level stuff in their pockets, but sometimes it's just random serpent man things. We can also find an event here that sometimes drops a magi skull, so you can get that 100 obelisk really easily, as well as a blood crystal golem that spawns here, so we can go do the correct dungeon. And all of the stone and obsidian you could ever want. We are of course in the volcano at G13, a little bit south of Path of the Patient and northwest of Shrine of the Oracle. And it is one of the few merchants who sell this particular top if you don't want to buy the whole Mad Prophet recipe and you're just looking to skin some armor. You can spend 15 ancient obelisks, talk to one of these traders wherever he be, this one, and buy just one of the regular tops. Or get 500 obelisks up and buy the whole schematic, and then you can have it even when the event is not on. And as this is one of the most OPest ways to grind steel and iron, when it first came out, I was like, surely it's a lie. But they also had some pretty crazy stuff going on with the merchants back then where you could buy legendaries and stuff from them too. Although to be fair, this Warhammer, this binding, and this truncheon are pretty dang decent, and I highly advise gathering them also. The hammer is not cheap at 2,000, but I recommend getting a few if you like yourself a Warhammer. But definitely take advantage of getting all the steel, iron, and the seeds at the moment because it is definitely the best way to get it so easily. It's so easy to knock out a low-level sorcerer and drag him to one of these places, or just go on a killing spree. If you do want a bit more of a detailed guide, I have a farming route for the sorcerers, or simply go run the correct dungeon a bunch. You can get a whole lot of blood crystal in there from the golems, and you just really need some type of like maybe a hardened steel bow and some obsidian arrows, and you can take them out. Star metal arrows rather, not obsidian. In the volcano, get obsidian on my brain. You can take them out really easily and take a good pick in there, have probably efficient harvest on so you get twice as many resources. But even at this level, I can probably beat that dungeon because you really only have to kill the sorcerers in there, and they're the guys who drop the skulls. The severed head of Korak will give you nothing, but the Magi skulls are definitely something to keep your hands on. Also note that the regular sorcerer skulls look a lot like the weathered skulls that drop around, so don't get confused and accidentally drop them when you're culling stuff from your boxes. Stick around for that guide on sorcerers or one of my other helpful guides on Conan Exiles. If you like this content, smash the like button. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. It means a bunch. And until next time, I hope you have an excellent day, evening, night, morning, whatever it may be, wherever you may be. Have a good one.